Well, a warm welcome. Just a brief evening update for Wednesday the 25th. I wanted to bring you this sort of hot off the press. It's from the Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunisation. And basically what they're saying is, as from the 12th of next month, healthy under 50s are not going to be eligible for COVID vaccination in the UK. Some might say this is a sensible targeting of resources as we move towards endemicity. Others might suggest it's frantic backpedalling. The report is written in very positive language about this move to a more rational distribution of resources. Nothing about side effects, nothing about adverse reactions, nothing about change in risk-benefit analysis. Some of you might find what I'm about to say fairly pathetic, but let's do it anyway. JVCI makes interim recommendations, and we can expect these to be taken up by the government, of course. Has advised that plans should be made for those at higher risk of severe COVID-19 to be offered a booster vaccination this autumn, so looking ahead. So it's not saying that young people are at minimal risk, especially in the age of Omicron. It's not saying that we've now got huge amounts of natural immunity. It's not saying we've now got huge amounts of mucosal immunity. No, it's just a simple rationalisation and targeting of resources. Professor Lim, Chair, as the transition continues away from a pandemic emergency response towards pandemic recovery. Yep. In England, the closure of the autumn booster campaign will be on the 12th of February 2023. Still over 2 weeks away, I guess. 2.5 weeks away. Basically, it means no more boosters for healthy under 50s, which we are, of course, very pleased to see. Similarly, the JVCI is advising that the primary course of COVID vaccination should move over the course of 2023 towards a more targeted offer. So this is going to include primary immunisation as well as the boosters fairly soon. And this is all here. Read it for yourself. It's just put in language which makes everything sound so positive. There's no mention of anything negative. It really does strike me as being... It's not written in a genuine way as far as I can see, but there we go. Now, the current recommendations in the UK. There's also another document here that is linked to COVID vaccination programme. This is actually the official document. Blood clotting, myocarditis and pericarditis in Guillain-Barré syndrome. I guess it's not any longer possible to ignore these adverse reactions. What's the word that describes it? There's a word they use. Rare, that's it, these rare reactions. So it's good to see some honesty, at least on that site there. Now, at the moment in the UK, and let me just read it. Coronavirus, COVID vaccinations in the UK. Everyone aged 5 on or before the 31st of August 2022 and over can get a first and second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. At the moment, in my country, you can take a perfectly healthy child in to see a professional healthcare advisor, healthcare practitioner, and they will inject a healthy 5-year-old child with a messenger ribonucleic acid vaccine. That is the current position in my country at the moment. I'm not allowed to disagree with this. I merely report it. There you go. That's the advice there from my government. Enough of that. Now, Denmark, of course, is ahead of the curve somewhat, as usual. Here's the Danish government site. They've already actually adopted this position. Very kind of the Danish authorities, of course, to make full copies available of their documentation in English. Saves me using Google Translate. We recommend vaccination of people aged 50 years and over, as well as selected risk groups, so ahead of the game. Other countries have got to move to this pretty soon, haven't they? I mean, they simply have to. The risk of severe disease in young people from Omicron who have been previously exposed to the virus, and we all have been previously exposed now, is absolutely minimal. Risk-benefit analysis has changed, as I've been saying for, now for over a year now. Radical change. Now, just to finish off on a completely separate matter, and this is nothing to do with the history of the mRNA vaccines, of course. Regulatory funding. This article in the British Medical Journal. Now, the British Medical Journal says industry money saturates the global leading regulators. Not my words, British Medical Journal. That's what they say. Saturates. And here we have a table in. I'm aware you won't be able to see this. So I'm going to read some of the salient points about industry money. Proportion of the budget derived from industry. So this is it here. So Australia, it's 96%. Europe, it's 89%. United Kingdom, it's only 86%. So that means in the United Kingdom, 86% of the regulator's money comes from industry. And I don't imagine it's shoemaking industry, do you? In the United States, it's actually quite a bit lower. It's only 65%. Now, of course, no one's saying that the fact that Australia get 96% of the money, that the Europe get 89% of the money, that the UK get 86% of the money, that Japan gets 85% of the money, that the US regulators get 65% and Canada only 50.5%. No one's saying any of these huge percentages have any influence on their decision making, of course. We merely report what is in the British Medical Journal and various other things there. The BMJ has kept this in the public domain, so check it out for yourself. So there you go. If there was anyone here that wants to rush out and get a vaccine who's healthy below the age of 50 before the expiry time in the UK, you've got till the 12th of January. I won't be rushing. My last vaccine was on it was November 2021, and I haven't had one since then. Can't tell you what to do, of course, but I haven't had one since 2021. So there we go. Change from the JVCI, all in very positive language, as they move towards consolidation and targeting. I'll leave you to make what you like of that, but thank you for watching.